Okay, this is Excel. And in the Excel, what you want to do is it has the capability of actually creating tables here. So what you want to do is you want to put in speed here, put distance here. Actually, you want to put time here. And then we want to put distance here. Now the speed, assuming a calculation has been done, let's say it's 5 meters per second. So here we'll put meters per second here. And we'll put 5 here. Now the reason we want 5 by itself is so that we can use it in a formula. So the time periods that we want to see what's happening with it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we want to see the distance that an object would travel if it would travel at 5 meters per second for each second from t equals 1 to t equals 10 seconds. So in order to get the distance, we can simply put in equal sign, which basically tells Excel you're creating a formula, and you take the speed and you multiply it by the time. You hit enter and it gives you the number. Now all we have to do is copy and paste the formula to the rest of the cells and we get the distance. Now you notice that I got zeros here. The reason why we got zeros is because the C, it's referring to cell C5. We want it to refer to cell C4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this here, and in front of the 4 I'm going to put a dollar sign. Dollar sign basically tells it that I always want the same cell when multiplying the time. And you will see what happens in the difference in the outcome here. So here are the numbers that we have for our time and distance. So we're going to center it, and this is the graph that we have. The time is usually measured in seconds. It can be in minutes, it can be in hours, it can be in any unit of measure that you choose. The distance, depending on what your measurements are going to usually be in the measurements of your speed. So in our example, the speed is 5 meters every second, so the distance will be measured in terms of meters. So here we'll put meters for the distance. Okay, now the reason why we use this is because we want to create 3 graphs. So we're going to assume that we're going to copy and paste this. So we're going to copy, go here, paste it, and we're going to paste the next one here. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the number here from 5, let's say it was 8 meters per second for the second one, and the last one that we got, let's say it's 9 meters per second. So you could see that this number changed here. Okay, and these numbers changed here. So now what we have is we have 3 tables with the 3 objects that we calculated their speeds for. The next thing we want to do is actually create a graph. So to create a graph, we select a cell here, we click, and we go to insert, and we're going to insert a line graph. We're going to select this one because we would like to see the points on the line graph. And now all I have to do is I have to just select the points. So here I'm going to select the data that I want to graph. So I go here, I select this data here, and I hit enter. And that is my series 1. Now I can edit this, I can give it a name, and the name is going to be object 1. Now you can change the name depending on the object. So for example, if the first object you measured the distance or the speed for was a ball, you would put it as a ball. If the second one was the scent of vanilla across the room, then you would do so. And the last one you would do so if you were doing a walking across the room. So you would name your objects according to what the name of the experiment was. Okay. Now to add another one, we click on the add button. We click here to actually get the data that we want to graph. We hit enter, and you can see that it adds another line to the graph. So here we're going to put object 2, and we hit OK, and then we're going to add another series, and this one we're going to actually graph the last table. So here I have the 3 graphs. I'm going to call this object 3. And then we hit OK. And this is how you basically create the 3 tables with the graph. Now, this table, you might want it in a different location. So when we go to chart, we want to change the location of the chart because we want the chart to be in its own page. So we're going to move the chart and we're going to put it as its own sheet. And here we have our graph. Now we want to add some details in here. For example, we want to add the information, for example, what's on the X and Y, what's in the X and Y columns. So to do that, I believe we have to select one of these here. So what we want to do is we want to do this one. Okay. And here with the x-axis, we're going to actually type in the distance. Measured in meters. And here we're going to type in time measured in seconds. And the chart title is going to be distance versus time. And that's it. And that's how you graph your data that you've collected in your data sheet.